This is a follow-on from the first video of this series, so if you haven't watched the first video of this series, I strongly recommend you do, before watching this video. In my previous video of this series, I explained the substrate the processing system of life is based on. Here is a more in-depth explanation. The base substrate consists of a conceptual geometric plane that is square, having two outer faces, one black, and the other white. The black face represents awareness, while the white face represents self-awareness. Because we are dealing with a conceptual processing system, it involves a geometric language, consisting of symbols, looking like letters, and numerals etc., identifying individual geometric concepts. It also means there exists innumerable layers between these two outer faces. Inners and outers relate to both layers, and squares stretched out over the faces. The disk, inside the square, was called the soul in ancient manuscripts, and as you can see, is an integral part of the processing system of life. The first format, involving what you interpret as your huge universe, was hexagonal, and existed inside an octagonal format, separated off by 4 walls, inside the octagonal structure. This was known as Babylon. The city on earth was named after. When humans say they go to the light, it is not strictly true, but rather what is seen is the white end, formed from light just as the black end is formed from light, contrary to human scientific belief. In fact, we don't go anywhere, as the real self exists in a two-dimensional geometric plane. When we see the white end, representing self-awareness, we either accept it is a component of our real self, an offspring of the light, or we fail to recognize it, believing it to be something other than our real self, and withdraw figuratively to the black end again, only to have awareness, and not self-awareness. If we accept the white end as being part of our real self, the real self becomes self-aware, receiving eternal life, now containing both faces, black and white, as our true parent does. Our true parent is the light. The word father, being male, refers to the contents. The content is contained in our true mother, the vessel. So, our true parent or light is neither male nor female, but both as one. A true marriage. Now regarding sin, or disobedience. The earth has been around for millions of years, but was recently allocated to be used as a trap for what humans call the adversary. This was done by introducing a new species called Adam. The word Adam means the book of double logic. If we look at the geometry of the letters, it tells the story. In the Zion language, the A came from the 6-pointed alpha star. The D or delta came from the delta 6-pointed star. And the M is the book instruction. According to the parable, the book of Genesis, Eve was produced from Adam's rib. That is to say, both the genome of Adam and Eve came from the same source. The wicked one called Azazel, a corrupted alien, a hermaphrodite, was attracted through lust to Eve, seduced her, and fathered Cain, who as a result had double logic in his genome, a result of the cross-breeding between Azazel and Eve. The double logic in the genome of Cain has a numeral title, 666. Indicated by the combination of both Azazel's and Eve's genome. As a result, traces of Azazel's genome was left in Eve's body as a witness to their adultery. So, when Adam made love to Eve later that day, he realized that someone had committed adultery with Eve, and the genome left behind from Azazel in Eve then contaminated Adam. In my next video of this series, I will talk about the myths involving NDEs, and claims made by priests, ministers, and religious instructors, which are totally false regarding the light and life, the real self.